Let's get the meeting in order. Time now is 6:33. 18:33. We do roll call. The chair is present, the vice chair is present, the secretary is present, Gary is absent, Judy's absent, Federal's here, Nicole's absent, Ed is absent, and Mr. James is here. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Silence. Please. Do we have any public comments out there?
We do not, and in person.
Okay, so close public comments. Any order of business, any deferrals, additions, and deletions? Well, one thing I do want to say is I received the resignation request of Chad Serentino, our secretary, master sergeant, U.S. Army retired. Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
Must have followed up somehow.
I'll add her on the notes.
Yeah. Who knows?
This is an
Who
event.
knows? I know maybe Monique left and I messed it up. She was. No words. Anyhow, but, so I was just saying that Chad, hey, what is your don't you? Right. Chad, all I can tell you is, Master Sergeant, we appreciate everything you've done for us. We know, your life has gone exceptionally busy after baby showed up and, the wife showed up, baby, wife, and, well, actually, reverse it, wife, baby, and then you have, additional work stuff that you're doing, so success is following you, and we wish you, as they say, fair winds and following seas, and thank you very much for everything you've done. That will mean that at the end of this meeting, we're going to need a new secretary, so I'd like to add an agenda item on new items, new business. Second. What would that be? Let's see. 9. E2.
9
Oh, no.
E,
B.
A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah, B. No, B, E, I'm sorry.
9E would be new secretary. I also like to renumber Veterans Committee scheduled events to renumber to number 10. All right. Motion on the floor to add item 9E, new secretary election, and to modify Veterans Committee scheduled events to number 10, corrected number.
Second.
Second by Mr. Fiallo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Right, close order of business, this we do review and adopt the minutes from March.
Make a motion to approve the meeting of March 3rd.
Well, give me a second, let's actually read it.
I did already.
Oh, no, you're here early.
Yeah.
Motion's on the table to approve the minutes from March 20.
March 3rd. The 3rd.
March 3rd. All those in favor? Wait a second, do I have a second? Do I have a second?
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. About some old business veterans banner application approvals. We had several submitted, and last meeting I actually went through the whole list with Isle and let her know which ones were approved. Did you ever get that?
There is some that you wanted more information.
Yes.
So I don't know if you want those banners to actually be made or.
No, I don't
reach
want
out
them
to
made
them,
because
so-
some people just submitted a driver's license and that's it. I mean, I don't,
So which
Yeah.
one do you actually, banners do you want?
the ones we
Is it-
approved,
Okay,
so I can send you a listing. if
Okay.
you need that. All right. So let me send you that list again.
okay, yeah, I asked for an extension, so the end of this week I can still submit the information.
Can we reach out to those people some way, email, maybe a letter or something?
I'll give you the list of those approved and those disapproved and why they were disapproved.
Oh, yeah,
Because it was mainly lack of information. Most of it was, well, one person showed me no indication he was ever a veteran. I mean, it gave me his driver's license and it didn't even say veteran on it. You know, I mean, so I'm like, okay, that's, there's nothing, there's no DC-14. And then other people was, what's their nexus to Miami Lakes, you know? And one thing I want to propose a rule on the veteran banner application. By the way, the 2-year renewal thing, Ed, you know, it started off bumpy, but everybody's like, okay, that's a good idea. There was a little bit of bumpiness, but I think it was a good idea and it's fair that way. So it's the fairest way and I'm not bumping people off. But I want to change it with, the town indicated that they cannot assure the protection of privacy information. And the DD 214 has a lot of privacy.
Yes,
It does.
socials and everything.
So I'm going to make a motion that we no longer require DD 214, we can require VA ID cards from the VA.
Yeah.
Or the VA service letter, because in the VA, on the website, you can pull down the service letter, not the benefits letter, the service letter. It says your years of service and that's it, and it doesn't have any personal private information. So I'd like to make that motion that we now do not require DD 214s. We just require VA ID card or copy of VA ID card or the VA service verification letter that you can, you know, download.
So just for clarification, everyone that served in the military gets a VA card?
They have to apply for the VA,
Yeah.
but I'll tell
Very
you,
easy, very easy.
it's super
If you
easy.
go and apply for your benefits.
Yeah.
Can we
Like
just-
someone could get out of the military and just
Not
never
do it.
go see the VA.
Yeah.
But I don't think those are the type of people that
That
would
would
want to
apply.
be, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. I
Can
got
can we
you.
generally say proof of military service?
No, because I want it to be proof from official sources. You
Well,
know?
that would be proof, that would be the only proof.
Well, no, because I got one of the people who provided us proof of military service was this organization that is a private organization. And it wasn't like a military organization that was just saying, you know, Joe Blow's Veterans Group, this is certified that this guy's a veteran.
This is easy, it's
Yeah.
very easy to get it.
Oh, no, I got it.
Sure, yeah.
Everybody has it.
It's easy to get it.
I got DOD ID cards.
Go over there, you
But-
apply for it, takes 2 weeks and they send it.
Yeah, it's really easy. And then, you know what, if you apply online for the military benefits, you know, on the VA, you can generate the letter right there.
yeah, and it comes on.
It's easy.
I think
I mean,
automatically
it's
when you apply for
2
this.
clicks.
they give
I
you-
don't want to play cop. I want to make it
No.
easy as a committee, you know? And so I don't got time to investigate every, you know, crazy little thing and look it up.
So you make a motion?
So I made a motion that we don't require DD 214, that we just require VA ID cards. And the VA verification of service letters, and that's it. That way we don't have to deal with any personal private information being out.
Second.
Second from by Diallo, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on.
right.
Go ahead.
So I include this spreadsheet so you all have copies of what you should of those who have reapplied. So since this is a new policy that we're, you know, reinstating this year. It's a different dog. I didn't get the bottom out. So we've only had around 23. So word hasn't gone out, I think, enough. for
These
that
are
one.
folks who have real.
So,
So on the left side, you
But,
can see on that. row.
see, that was my point, I think, I mean, you guys obviously part of the community, but I think the point was applications moving forward, right, is how I remember it. Everyone that already had a banner was in until 2027,
Yes,
right? So I don't think you have to reapply until at a minimum
2027 is the first time they have to
Right.
reapply.
But that doesn't solve the space issue, which is already a current problem.
Yeah.
So that's why. We
Well, no,
started,
I think eventually we'll solve the space issue.
eventually, yes, but we kind of.
But right now, we have too many? Yeah,
Space.
we gotta make a bigger road.
More lights.
Right. We'll figure that, we'll figure out a solution for that, at a later time. When crunch time happens.
Oh, okay, so remember that the deadline is May 12th. They need the banners to put them up by May 12th.
Yeah, cause when I talk to some councilmen, they're like saying, we have plenty of street space. And I'm like, well, councilman, you need to talk to the town, the town management side, so they're saying we don't. And I don't wanna be caught in the middle, right, so. Two councilmen, Councilman Sanchez. And Morera. And, Fernandez. They all said, we have plenty of street space. I'm like, well, I don't want to be in the middle,
Mhm.
so if they could, I'll text them to ask them to address their issues with the town management.
Okay.
So they can sort it out and give us clear guidance, so I'm not being told one thing from this side
Mhm.
and one thing from that side, and then doing nothing, because, I'm being told two different things.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, though. Status of proceeds for disbursement on a reindeer run, when are they getting the checks? I mean, I know the town got its money right away. The 18,800, because you guys are holding the fund. But, the American Legion Post mailing, when they're getting their check. And so we can move to the Veterans Family Scholarship Plan, it's one of the agenda items.
9D.
Yes.
Mhm.
We'll move on to that later. Okay, town council report after actions. Quite honestly, they kind of approved everything and they really like Beauty Day. So that's great. They really appreciate everything we did and everything we're doing, and they like the fact that we are supporting all local things with our fundraiser, reindeer run. It's not like going to these national organizations and the money's never in Miami Lakes and stuff like that. It's all going to us. So they like that. Okay, new business, Beauty Day, tree planting. I see we have a broker. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
one thing about town council, neighborhood improvement committee is trying to go in June, and that's the next time you all are supposed to report. So I was gonna ask if you're willing to switch dates with them,
When's their date?
October.
That's fine.
So since you just went in March.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, Beauty Day. I think we have a brochure.
Yes,
Ooh, so
Yeah.
pretty. Oh.
in the agenda packet, you'll see there's an invitation program. We just wanna see what you all think, adjustments.
Is the tree already there?
Yes, I have some images. It was actually planted today. And you have the location, so you can pass it around. So it's at that spot and there's pictures of it.
I don't know where anything. Oh, okay,
So
that's
it's
actually
nearby.
it's gonna be near. Okay,
It's relatively.
that's
near
actually
the
right when you
business.
walk in.
Mhm. So this is what the program would look like for everybody.
So there it is, it's real tiny stuff.
Yes,
Oh,
so it's 100-gallon silver buttonwood tree.
that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Here you go. Okay, so
Is that the spot where it's going to be, or is it?
it's already
It is,
there.
Yes.
It's
already
there's
there.
pictures already.
Which one?
You flip it around, you see a
Yeah,
picture of the
so
tree.
this is the actual tree, and it's at that spot, so.
There's more than, and it's a picture packet.
That's what I'm saying. The total amount for the tree was 1,575.
Okay, and we have, I know I saw the budget, 1,125.
That skinny little tree was $1,000?
Yes.
Planted with golden shell.
The Rotary.
Yes, so I do have.
Get some
the event
landscaping,
request
that's your
form that
expensive
if you
bids.
fill out what you would like for the event. We can have the right. for the-
Okay,
That's that Rotary?
I mean, you couldn't make a 2x4 out of that.
not yet.
It is above 6 foot, which was the
I
wrong.
don't know, I'll get around to see it grow.
Is it like 6'1" or is it like?
It's pretty tall.
Actually, it's
It
pretty
is a
tall. It looks like it's over
sapling,
7 feet.
So it's above Judy's height, which was her main.
Do we have the QR code sign with her name on it?
No, that's what I wanted to discuss with you all, because I believe at the last meeting, there was some concerns about QR
Yeah.
code, so I'm not sure how we want to move.
Well, I
forward.
gotta tell you, I think, there's always gonna be some risk,
Exactly.
always. You know, and I think this is the technology we have right now,
Deal with it.
and I think it's the best technology we have. So if we can get a sign, a little sign that is mounted with a QR code with their bio and their picture when you click on it and her name on the sign, that way people are like, okay, Judy's name's on it.
That's a little prime spot too.
It is a prime spot. When you walk in, if you're walking, yeah. Okay, so let's look at the order of events. I'll fill this out.
Okay, just send me a copy.
I'll do it right after the others.
There is another event in the town occurring on the same day and time. For cultural affairs, their Mother's Day event, just so you're aware, but it's in different parts of.
Okay,
I was gonna be.
all right. When's the time, Laura? It's at 10 a.m.
10 to 12.
Then budget, these, figuring,
Nice, all right?
maybe 30 people.
Pretty nice.
It's a big one.
They
Well,
point
we-
contact is Isabella.
Are we planning on advertising this event or just private event or?
I think what I'm gonna do is, I took a picture of this and I'm going to put it out to,
Do a like PDF.
okay,
Yeah.
please do, and then I can email it to, Gary and the Legion. So invite the Legion folks there, because she's raised $150,000 for veterans, including, you know, the Legion's gone over $12,000 due to her efforts, so. I'm pretty sure, and I think May 10th happens to be the day we have our Legion meeting, because we're doing it that way.
Yes,
That day, we set it up that way,
yes, I think that's it.
What
so we
about,
set it up that way,
Can you
so.
email it to her so then she can let the people of the
Oh.
dealership know
Yeah.
as well?
what
So
about
we're
her
okay with
colleagues?
the-
What
That's
about,
perfect.
what about her
Yeah, okay.
colleagues in,
I think it's about
Employees.
if I
Yeah,
get
just
it,
send
I
that
come
to
back
Mr. Garrett.
oh, you did?
in the next Monday.
Okay. Who brought me?
So anyhow, yeah, so in fact, I think that's our regular Saturday meeting, so we'll just force those guys that you know,
Okay,
they'll be in Mary Collins anyhow. So we'll just do it there.
so we won't promote it on our social media website, it will be more.
No, put it on there,
Promote it
put it
Zoom.
on there,
Okay,
anyway,
that's what I want to check with you.
And this, what time's the actual event?
10 a.m.
When our meeting begins at 10 a.m.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, our meeting's gonna be, guess what our meeting's gonna be first thing?
Yeah.
It's gonna be this.
It's gonna be inside or outside,
It's inside, Mary Collins
The
Center.
meeting can start at 11, no 12. We have.
and then we're all gonna walk out to the tree or how's it gonna be?
Yeah, we're gonna do everything inside Mary Collins. And then we're gonna walk out and look at the tree, take a picture with the nice golden shovels, you know, and then that's it, and I'll walk back in to Mary Collins, eat, you know, and do all the other stuff. So let's go through the sequence of events. Welcoming remarks. National anthem. Do we have a national anthem or color guard that can do that?
We'll make a picture one.
Yeah, kind of. We are the Veterans Committee, it would be nice.
What about the town's, honor card?
I don't know, are they available?
I can
Sounds-
ask.
Yeah.
We can talk to the, it's always the office. Sergeant,
Officer Amador?
Amador.
Yeah, I got his number. I'll give him a call, but
Yeah,
sometimes he doesn't answer right
yeah.
away. But, I think we should
Eastman.
request to the town, because it's a town.
Ismo can do the prayer.
Yeah, Ismo can do the prayer. He'll be there, or somebody will be there.
He'll be there.
Yeah, we have the prayer committee anyway,
Yes.
well, you've done it. for us.
Yeah. As far as the national anthem, we can just play music, you know, if we don't have a singer. Does anybody know the singer?
Are we gonna have the town's PA system or should I bring one from the,
Bring it
Yeah.
back.
the one we
I
have?
should put it in the request.
Yeah, the one we have is junky. I'll bring it.
All right,
Just. If we put in the request one, we'll make sure we get it from the town.
I will do that for the meeting. That way I'm not there. What did everybody do? All right, then I'll introduce the honoree, and then she makes comments, and then we all step out, take a look at the tree. There's no planting ceremony. We just all pretend to hold shovels. Will they have the ceremonial shovels out there?
I can ask Public Works, but also if you put it in the event request form, just have everything on there. Sure.
It'd be nice, it would really be nice too, if we could get it in Miami later or something, give them a heads up about this.
Yeah, they usually look at our website for upcoming events and work off of that, but I can also email them.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, so any idea for national anthem? How about that young lady that does the national anthem?
Gary does it pretty well, I think. That's Gary. He knows it.
I'll give it to Gary. Do you have her contact by her? No. The national
Maybe
anthem?
Isle has it,
Yeah, because she's been there a
Possibly.
few times.
yeah.
She's good.
She is good. So see if she's available. I know we have to pay her, so you're looking on her. Okay. And of course, invite the council members and the mayor.
Mhm.
And
People will take pictures, they ask it to come in.
Maybe the, works, Jeremy,
Jeremy?
send him an invitation.
Okay.
Cause he's the one that takes care of the park.
okay. Good. Looks good. Like the program. All right, any comments, concerns about the program? I like it. Looks good.
So
And
you said around 50 perhaps, so I know how many to print for.
I think about, you know, 250. I think it'll be, well, it could be more. I mean, free food, and still free food, better than show up. It's true. You know it's true. Okay, the Veterans of Miami Lakes site. Next item. You sent me something, Isabel, or was it from Claricel,
Mhm.
where they had already something kind of set up like that
Oh, yeah,
for
the
other
last
people?
meeting I showed you, right?
Yeah, so that would be perfect. So basically, what do I have to do to have you construct the site and we can start posting the pictures? How we do that?
Well, we can work on the communications end, we just need to know what is actually being put on the website.
Basically,
Right.
a picture, a copy of whatever the banner.
Well, these are the decommissioned banners, right? So, don't
Well,
know.
there's not any decommission right now. I'm
Right.
actually gonna host every banner,
every
Yeah.
single,
every single banner.
Fred did it a few years ago. He made a poster out of it. Where all the names are listed and you have a little heading at the top.
Mhm.
And it really looked nice. I don't know who arranged it for him or how it was done, but.
Yeah, with the website, what they have is basically you have your picture, then you can have a link. And so what I want to do is I want to populate it with everybody's name and picture. And then maybe have an alphabetical thing, going across, A through Z, so you can click if you're, because if I want to find my name, hopefully it'll be in there alphabetically, but it may not be. It may be in there as you've got the
Right.
banners, right? And so, but you still want to be able to link to alphabetically however they want to do it, so family can find their people as fast as possible. So, yeah, I think the last thing we were looking at was what's the cost for development of that site?
Mhm.
I know when I briefed the town council, they thought it was a really good idea. That was a really good idea, and they like it because they're doing this 25th anniversary ad hoc committee, and I'm part of the committee. And they're trying to create, after 25 years, they're trying to create like a historical branch, so they're trying to lay the groundwork automatically for like, well, now we're gonna have all the veterans of Miami Lakes site, and I think, soon we're gonna have a site that has previous mayors, previous councilmen, and, and their, accomplishments, whatever. Sort of like, in the active duty where we have a command board.
Yep.
And you look at every CO that ever been in command of that unit, every sergeant major that's ever been a sergeant major of that unit, and, and it's kind of neat to see that, I think we're probably gonna do that here in the town of Miami Lakes, have a mayor, And since we can't have every council member, because there's so many of them, we'll probably have a plaque of names and a QR code. You know, that you can just put down and figure it out. So these are the things that are running through my head. All right, moving right along.
When banners do go on the website, when eventually they decommissioned, what would you all like to do with the actual physical banners? I don't think there was ever a decision on that.
Well, I mean, I guess next kin or whoever originally submitted it, you know, if we have their contact information, send them an email and tell them they need to pick it up.
I wouldn't make it like a major, like muscle movement thing, like, hey, it's at this location. It's on you to pick it up. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, you will make them come and get it. right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so tell them it's here. And, you know, tell them that, you know, unfortunately, we cannot stockpile these things and it'll be disposed of at the end of the month. You know, you give them 1 month to do it, 3 days. All right. Memorial Day. Our Memorial Day ceremony. I think the first thing we need to do is, they're out. That's a Monday. Is Memorial Day is a national holiday?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Yes, sir.
so there's nobody gonna be here on Monday. And no one's gonna be here on Saturday, no one's gonna be here on Sunday. So I'm thinking about doing the ceremony on Friday morning, right in front of the town council, town hall.
Okay.
We can,
Go ahead.
last year, I think that, we had a very, very successful Memorial Day ceremony. I think it's probably the best turnout that
All
our
right.
committees ever had. And, we did it inside the Mary County Center. I believe it was actually on Memorial Day. And, the turnout was tremendous.
Was
Pedro brought the food and yeah,
Yes.
we had over 150 people.
It was,
we ran out of food.
it was big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it went off very, very smoothly. As a matter of fact, you orchestrated it. All I did was fill in for you.
That's right.
So I followed orders exactly what the colonel told me.
Well, maybe, hey, let's do it again on Memorial Day then, maybe because people will be back, I guess.
And if, and those who care would come on that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
you know.
Yes.
And it's, the fact it was cool, it was inside, and it is a holiday,
Yeah.
and early.
So can we reserve the Mary Collins Center? We had it like, what, 10 a.m. again? Was that about the time?
I think it was 9 o'clock.
9,
Yeah.
9
yeah.
o'clock.
It was 9 a.m.?
No, I was a little later now. It's good.
It
We had
was?
lunch. We had lunch afterwards.
Was it the
I
barbecue
will stay
thing?
there, so.
I think we began at 10 o'clock. Yeah. And by the time we finished, we didn't get started probably, we wound up being 15, 20 minutes late. But we were packed. We didn't have enough chairs for people to sit on. And, the whole ceremony lasted maybe an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. That was
Okay.
it.
All right, so let's do it on actual Memorial Day in Mary Collins Center. So I'm gonna have to make a motion.
What time? 10 o'clock?
10 a.m. So I make a motion that we do it at Mary Collins Center on actual Memorial Day, 10 to 12. Anyone want a second?
Second.
Yeah, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so it's more than good. Again, we're gonna need a national anthem singer, so once, I'll pretty much ask her to do it again,
We definitely need an anthem singer.
and we need the color guard.
Honor guard.
How many people you think we have?
Pardon?
How many people you think we met?
We had over 150 last year. We were counting the ones that were there.
Because I want to talk to Renee, see if he wants to pay their lunch.
We ran out of food.
Okay, I want to talk to him.
All right, that'll be fantastic. Yeah, please do.
You
You
like,
know, we get, Sergio is fantastic, so.
yeah, 150. Okay,
Thank you.
10 to 12.
All right, and basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna have veterans, like we did every year. When we do a major is basically, I don't know, did everybody receive this? This is a printout of Congressional Medal of Honor winners who gave their lives, who lost their lives earning the Congressional Medal of Honor, which is the highest award the United
Yeah.
States government gives
Correct.
for service. I'm just letting this fellow know. And so when you make the program, if you could like put their pictures in the program.
Okay.
Each one, that's why I took pictures of them. And then do a QR code that links their information. That's what, Jonathan did. He links their information in the brochure so people can actually read it off their phones. And so the ceremony is actually not a very long ceremony. You know, we do the national anthem, we do the prayer, and then it basically takes as long as it takes the veterans from each branch of service to read, you know,
What we did
the
last,
Congressional Medal of Honors.
what we did last year, though, it seemed to be, I think it worked out pretty good. We had a keynote speaker. We had personal, actually, I did the introduction, but then we had a keynote speaker.
Really,
come
you
in
know,
And spoke for maybe
Nico
10
after Nico.
10 minutes. Gary was the keynote speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, he spoke for 10, 15 minutes. And then actually really turned out to be the keynote speaker. It just happened that way and he was really good. It was Mike Coop. Mike Coop just, Mike brought the house down.
Yeah.
He was really good. And,
Yeah.
you know, if possible, if we could get him again to come out, he was just, I mean, everyone commented what a great job he did.
but then, okay, let's do it that way then. We don't have to do this then.
Well, I'm just saying, we do this along with this, and then then we have the one person, as you had
Okay.
suggested from each. I'd like to do on you. But anyway, we had one.
And then we have a
person-
keynote speaker right after the reading of the
We had-
Congressional Medal of Honors.
We had the introduction person come up and introduce the keynote speaker.
Yeah,
At that point, the keynote speaker gave us 10, 15 minutes, not even that, it was 10 minutes. I think we held him to 10 minutes. And then after that, he introduced the first speaker.
okay,
That read the awards.
all right, let's do it that way.
And then the award person, the award person introduced the next person. So you didn't have to have one in between.
Okay,
Or we could do it again, either way.
no,
And then at the end, after that was done, we had, I believe, Manny Sid got up and spoke. And after that, we had, what was he in the beginning? I knew it was.
So the only thing I would say is, I think, and you guys know better than me, but I think after you read this, it should be immediately followed by like name tags.
that's right.
Concur.
Taps.
So, I mean, everyone, yeah, like everyone can talk. Your keynote speaker can talk, like let all the politicians talk. Keynote speaker speaks, then whoever, from the same branch that's reading how these people sacrificed their lives for our country,
Yes.
and then taps. I
Yeah,
don't think, after you read what these people did, no one else should talk,
I can agree.
Agree.
in my opinion.
You
Yeah,
know,
you're right.
and I'll be honest, keynote, if it was Veterans Day, we already had them, we had them, Memorial Day is when we honor those who died.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to hear somebody else's war stories, to be honest. I want to honor those who are not with us, who we can read about.
Or even a politician.
Yeah.
Maybe introduce them to you.
Well, what's he gonna say?
Yeah.
I know signs
You
of, I have,
guys
I have
are
a
the ones that
brother,
serve.
I have a
You know
brother
that.
in that group that was killed in Korea.
Yeah.
So what if you, Bill, just a suggestion, what if you would go ahead, you would go ahead, you would do the opening. You would, if Coop would, if you wanted him or whoever to be the keynote speaker, you would introduce him. And then you would in turn come back, after the keynote speaker, introduce whatever other town dignitaries that want to speak at that point. And then lastly, go ahead and have the people from to read the Medal of Honor items. And then you would, after that, you would make the tops, you would make the closing remarks and that'd be some.
I think it gets really long.
No,
It
it
gets really
doesn't.
complicated.
You're talking about an hour or something.
You know,
Hour ceremony?
Pardon?
A long ceremony. An hour?
Probably not even. You have, the reading of these things, probably the longest thing, that's probably
And the most
20
important.
minutes. It's probably 20 minutes,
Yeah.
okay? The introduction.
Is Mike gonna tell us the history about Memorial Day? I mean,
You
I
just-
like, Mike's a great speaker. I like having him as a speaker. But I really think that this one should be focused on the laser on these guys, right, and these women who died for our country. I mean, it should be just laser focused. Cause I don't know about you guys, but when people come around to me and they go, Happy Memorial Day, I'm like, there's
Yeah.
nothing, there's not,
They don't
I
have
don't
it.
at all. And I have to correct, I go, it's not a joyous occasion.
But it is in a way, because we
No,
celebrate.
it really isn't.
Yeah, I'll tell you why it is, okay, because we celebrate what these guys did. It's because of these guys we're having the picnics. and
We
all
know,
that.
we honor what those guys did.
Right, and that's why,
And folks who take, and have the picnics and stuff, I don't really think they're thinking about these guys at all. They're thinking that they're thankful that they have a day off from work, to be honest with you. That's a sad thing. So that's why, I want to focus, these guys didn't wake up that day in combat and say, today I'm gonna die today.
Nope.
They were all thinking, I got 30 days in a wake up, 60 days in a wake up. That's what all they were thinking, and they weren't thinking, oh, if I die this way, I'm gonna be celebrated. No. I just want to focus like a laser, and it's a good ceremony, it's a solemn ceremony. I think when we mix it in with people talking about their veteran service, it just conflates Veterans Day.
That's
and
not,
Memorial Day.
that wasn't done, and that wouldn't be done. I mean, that we just skip that part, but the idea of being, and I agree with everything you're saying, Bill.
Okay, well, let me just put it to a vote. Okay, so I make a motion that we keep this simple and solemn. Which we have the sequence of events right now: national anthem of prayer, the reading Congressional Medal of Honor, and then the playing of taps. I will offer the mayor a chance to say something. But I'll remind him what the event's about.
Well, that was the idea in the
And then,
beginning.
the conclusion of the ceremony. If you have anybody who wants to second that motion.
Say something. Well, can I say something before we
Yes.
make the motion? Okay, I don't think that anything is different, only the fact that the introduction person, be that you, would explain what Memorial Day is about. I'm sure most people know, but remind them what Memorial Day is about. And then,
I'll do that in my welcoming remarks.
in the welcome remarks, and then everything exactly as you said. But the idea is, even though it truly is a solemn event, but after it's over, we're going to have almost like a celebration of life at a funeral. We're having lunch, and
Yes.
it's supposed to be a celebration of life.
I think it's a celebration of service and sacrifice. But we're honoring these folks for that reason. Anyway, so the motion's on the table, seconded by PIO. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we'll keep it simple, playing the taps. Who can we get to play taps? You know anybody? Judy had somebody from high school. Band.
Yeah.
Can you reach out?
Is that who played? We had a taps player there last.
Yeah, trumpet guy. That was Judy Gibbs. That.
Who was that?
Mhm.
It was like a high school kid.
Yeah, high school kid with his music teacher. Oh, really good. All right, so we got that taken care of. We're gonna reach out to the National Anthem Singers and doing the Judy Day, and then we're gonna get the taps player from Judy. They'll be back. All right, moving right along. Veterans Family Scholarship Program issues. So we have $11,280. There's a few questions I have for discussion, and then maybe we can see if we can come up with an idea. In the past, we were always concerned that we're not gonna have a bunch of people put in for it because they won't qualify. Let's assume we will, all right? I kind of want to make it an amount that is pretty substantial to each family, you know what I mean? Like about $2,000 to each family, as opposed to everybody who's getting $500, you know what I mean? Which is still substantial, but. So what are your thoughts? Do we limit it to 5 applicants who qualify, first come, first serve, 5 applicants, or 10 applicants, or?
I mean, that's sometimes how scholarships are, scholarships aren't free money.
Yeah.
You have to apply, you have to get it, you have to earn it. Sometimes, when you apply for a scholarship or a grant, it sometimes does go to the first person, you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
second person that applies. But then there's the counter argument of what's wrong with $500? If
Yeah,
there's a 20 people, that's my only thing.
I mean, I think it's, it's because then we have also the problem of, thinking out loud. Okay, so let's say the deadline is the 20th, and also we have 20 applicants, and they all qualify. If we say it's limited to 5, now we're gonna be picking and choosing, and I don't want to do that. So, okay, so we'll just have a deadline. Yeah,
Stick to the deadline.
stick to the deadline, so when's our deadline for this? We got the money. When does,
So we sent the
School ends June 5th.
all right,
That's what I'm saying, so that's like
Yes.
maybe like somewhere around that.
Yeah,
When did we do it last year?
so maybe like, I don't know, but I'll say if it ends June 5th, say about June 20th or so.
Or even the other June, if you wanna do
Yeah.
30th.
Yeah, June 30th,
And then that's it.
July 1st or something like that, yeah.
And then you can notify them and then still give them time to use it for whatever they want. when
Well,
they start school.
The other limiting feature is, are we ready to put this out there in the website and advertise and solicit for this?
If you want the same like application language
Yes.
as last year, just changing the deadlines,
Yes.
then we can put it live.
Okay.
Do you know what the deadline was last year?
It says May 3rd that we needed all the applications.
Oh, wow, we didn't give
Yeah.
a lot of time at all.
Didn't we extend it last year for lack of applications, if I remember?
So let's make it July, what do you say, July 1st, which is.
July 1st is a Tuesday.
Yeah,
I mean, that's clear,
yeah,
concise, right?
yeah. So I make a motion to make it July 1st as the deadline.
Okay.
Correct.
Second by Mr. Fiallo and, just put Fiallo.
Yeah, that's it.
Did you do his notes last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
whatever.
Autofill.
I should make it into like a little
That's right.
shortcut on my YouTube.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so it's gonna be July 1st will be the deadline for the application, and it's gonna be everybody who applies, who qualifies, will get a scholarship of some amount.
We did have a long chat about reapplying, if that is a thing or not.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that. I mean, she won last year,
Mhm.
we got $2,000 in that, and did we say that we were gonna do it every 2 years to become re-eligible again, or we didn't talk about it, did we?
No, we.
Man,
Because the intent of it was originally for the demographic that was leaving their secondary school, right? The high school, and going to a post-secondary education.
yeah, but now it's everybody.
Right,
We
and
opened it
so,
up
like,
to everybody.
Because
Yeah.
of the issue that we didn't have
Yeah.
enough people
Right.
in that universe.
Now it's open, if you're going to nail tech school, you get. you get some money.
I guess.
Musician school, hey, you know, it's trade.
I
Do
mean,
we have the prerequisite in there when we send it out of who's eligible?
Yes,
Is
it's
it-
in
is
the
it for
application,
seniors?
so
Is it for
it's,
seniors only?
no, it's actually open
juniors
to juniors, seniors, and veterans. And
That goes back to
spouses,
school and stuff like
and
that.
spouses of veterans
That live here.
that are residents of Miami Lakes.
No, but I thought we.
And we
said
even the
no to
grandparents, we
juniors.
even opened up to the grandparents. you know,
I
the
think it ought to
grandchildren.
be, I think it ought to be seniors.
Yes,
They-
didn't we
they-
say no to juniors for
Yeah,
this
we
year?
said no to juniors.
Oh, the old seniors,
Yeah.
the seniors,
Only
then
Seniors or like,
Yeah, only
or
adult,
veterans going back
Yeah.
for like vocational
Oh.
school or anything like that.
yeah, that they live in Miami Lakes, they're resident of Miami Lakes.
Okay.
So what do you think about someone reapplying? What's your thoughts?
So we're not doing juniors, cause the application just
No,
says
we're not
juniors,
doing
seniors.
No,
Is that
juniors.
gonna
no
be
juniors.
issues or is that
It
gonna
does,
slow? Yeah.
so we're also removing.
That was the issue. It should have never been juniors.
All right, well, let's make a motion to amend that to make just seniors. So
Second.
basically it's seniors and adult kids, you know, whatever school they're going to, right?
So
That live in Miami Lakes that are veteran.
since we're already gonna amend it.
Yeah.
Should we talk about whether people can reapply?
Yeah, we should.
yes.
Alright, knock it out.
Yeah, good idea. What are your thoughts?
I say no.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
once
you can
you've gotten
reapply.
it, you're taking away from somebody else that.
Hasn't had a chance, hasn't had a chance?
Reapply after 2 years, so, you know, we have folks that come and go out of Miami Lakes.
Right. That's the issue. I don't blame her asking, because it's,
Yeah.
No, I would too.
Yeah.
You know,
That helps. But see that, then that,
Mhm.
the whole point is to help these kids, right? And
well, part of me is saying that we should make first time applicants. Qualified applicants will be priority. Any money left over, well, there will be no money left over because we divided equally.
it's tough, but I don't know.
So the solution is reapply in 2 years or 1 year? Remember, these kids are in 4-year programs, you know.
Most of them, but like, I don't know. If the whole point is for kids of veterans or veterans to get help, then why shouldn't they be able to reapply every year?
That's,
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
see what you're saying.
No,
that's a
take
very.
my back. I didn't know it
That's your
was,
profession coming out.
I I didn't know it was
What?
yeah.
No, man, so.
No,
like,
you're
I
right.
had-
No, you're
I
right.
had scholarships and they were renewed every year.
You're right.
Yeah,
You are
it
right.
becomes,
You know?
it can become something that they program for the budget.
You are right.
So let's just keep it, they can,
Yeah, I didn't know that it was a veterans kids. I thought it was just any high
No,
school student.
No,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, I-
No.
Yeah, I
No,
took
it's
my.
No, this is
yeah, I-
only,
yeah.
this is a veterans family
Right,
scholarship,
okay, I
so it's
take
only
my-
veterans kids
or veterans.
I take my
and or
comment back.
veterans or their
I thought it
spouses.
was just,
Right.
you know, through the high schools and I got my
No,
son
no,
got as a
no.
junior,
But-
now he wants to apply as a senior.
they can reapply as long as they have good
So what I would
standing
say is,
GPA.
what I would say
and
is a
grades.
certificate of good standing, right?
Exactly.
Cause you're not gonna take the 500.
But I
Good
think our
standing.
application requires all that.
No, but for
No,
renewal.
I know, yeah,
Yes, for
we're doing- we're
reapply.
just-
Uh,
that
You
makes sense.
needs a good standing GPA.
Right, in other words, they can't have, couldn't have taken the money last year, dropped out.
And
of school,
dropped out
and
of
then
school.
applied.
A certificate of good standing.
It must be ongoing education or.
Right, like-
I thought we've always required.
No. we
I
didn't.
think
We bore
required,
out
we
and said.
required an application,
Yeah.
acceptance letter. We required an
Yes.
acceptance.
Like, you see what I'm saying? Like you drop out and then you
Yeah.
still took the money, now you're reapplying. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How would you
Yeah.
word it?
500.
A certificate of good standing. Anytime you're in
Yeah,
college,
yeah, I like
like
that.
even sometimes when you apply for a job, you have to show
Yeah.
a certificate of good standing.
It's- Yeah, it's
Like you're
not
not on
common.
probation, that you're not kicked out.
Right.
It's not that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got three motions, I'm gonna, because they have to be in.
Yeah, now if you're on work release in prison, you have to.
The first motion is, unless I can combine them, but I don't know.
Well, we did a motion for July first deadline. Does that count as one?
Done.
Done.
That's one.
Okay, so the next motion is that we modify it to only include seniors, not juniors, and I get a second from
There you
VI.
go.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And the third motion is to,
Require any reapplications, right?
right, allow reapplications for those who received it before
With a
With
with
certificate.
a certificate of good standing from the institution.
Re-applicants must present a
But, yeah.
certificate of good standing.
Of good
We need to
standing.
put that in the application form, that they have to present a certificate of good standing.
Now,
Application. So,
Previous
wait,
applicant.
That motion's on there.
hold on,
Okay.
hold on, because like, maybe, I'm just giving an example, maybe the kids start at Miami-Dade, right? And now they're transferring to a school, like FIU, UM, wherever, UF, wherever. Point of the story is, you can get the certificate of good standing, but that doesn't necessarily, you get what I'm saying? Like either, they might not be able to get it because they're no longer enrolled in that program. So they might need the acceptance letter from their new university.
But they wouldn't have a letter of good standing yet.
Yeah, because they're like in that window.
yeah. I'm not even
But I
talking
think that's fine. I think.
I think
with, like,
that-
the-
Yeah, I
with
think
the-
that
about.
would
Sort it out, we'll be able to sort it out. We see. the
Because it
certificate
still has
standing, it'll have
the-
the graduated and stuff. like that.
Application letter, acceptance letter,
Right.
right? So just.
So can we put a line in there, Ed? Can you, it'll state that, you know, that, to be reviewed by
I think I got the application.
Yeah,
final
I can
approval
I can
from the
revise it.
veterans.
I think
Committee.
it's like that already.
Yeah, it's right, it's like that already.
And since you already have the or the approval, the acceptance, not approval, the acceptance letter, I think you're fine. I was just.
All right, so let me renew the motion. No, that's a good point, but there is a lot of Miami-Dade FIU kind of people may.
In the middle, you know, you
Yeah.
get caught.
Right now, the requirements are proof of residency, proof of veteran service, and transcript requirement on the application. In addition to the actual
There's
application.
no requirement, a letter of acceptance or anything?
Yeah, she's looking at it, yeah. So maybe add either an acceptance letter, since we're already taking juniors out, you definitely should have an acceptance letter if you're a senior, right? So
Definitely.
acceptance letter. And then a certificate of good standing, and that's it.
Yeah, this is what we came last year, because then the topic came up, should we pay the money directly to the institution, the school, whatever.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I mean, you got,
Well, then we backed off that last
Yeah.
year, for that's very.
gotta
reason.
be a mess.
And they would take it.
Yeah.
So someone
Do what they want, yeah.
Takes 6 months to find it.
Yeah, no, and they'll apply to whatever,
The
like,
cool
you
kids
know.
will be happy to hear this, huh?
Yeah, they will. They're gonna be banking again.
Oh, yeah, they made out.
They made out.
I was about to be one of his kids.
About to go back to school.
I just saw that the GI Bill allows for doctoral.
Really?
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
So then either an acceptance letter or certificate of good standing from the institution, right?
Okay, yeah, or.
That's good, right?
So that was the motion.
Second.
Yeah, all those in favor?
Aye.
So that passes. Oh, that's weird, yeah. Send me the application so I can modify it, and make sure what I find.
So the certificate of good standing is in addition to the other,
Yes.
right?
For the
If you're
renewals.
re-up,
I would just say acceptance letter and or certificate of
And-
good standing.
For the reapplication. Okay, so I guess when we revise it to make that.
all right. Any other issues? So July 1st? Yeah, that's good. That was our reacts. What the other one?
Senior
Oh,
home.
juniors.
Seniors only.
Senior homes.
Okay. All right. Last item is 9P, which is the new secretary election.
I got one more item I want to throw in, but just to bring up.
Okay. Does anybody here wish to be the new secretary?
Will you wish to be the new secretary?
Ed's done it before.
Ed's the best.
I'm not the best, but okay. I'll do it, guys.
Hey, now,
Hey,
Thanks,
I feel like, I'll.
Thank you very much, Ed.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and thank you so much, Chad, for everything you've done for us. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you around campus.
I will be, yeah, I live right here, so.
Yeah. All right, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just want to
everybody?
throw it out there, because we're gonna need to raise a lot of money to get this monument done. And I'd like to see it, I can still see. And I think that, one of the ways it might be a fun way to raise some money, and it's been very successful with some other organizations, would be a golf outing. The idea of a golf outing where, we could either have teams or, golfer think, we pay $100 to play around the golf anyway, so why not let it, and then, why not let it come to our committee? Also,
That's a great idea.
you get sponsors in
Yeah,
the same way you
big
get sponsors for the corporate run. You go out there and solicit sponsors for the golf outing.
I think it's easier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
So
it's a
people
great
play
idea.
golf,
So I really gotta.
yeah,
think about
do
that.
5 games.
yeah, plus, plus the talk of the town is the new golf.
That Our Lady of the Lakes golf tournament is out of control. What they pull in every year. It's-
Chamber of Commerce, same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Chamber of Commerce, I think it was one.
Did they get the greens, donated to them so they can? did that-
But I think they give you a reduced, I'm working.
Yeah, but-
Maybe.
What you have to do is you contact and you say, hey, look, I'd like to do this, and they've got like a sales guy that has done 1,000 golf tournaments,
Yeah,
and you basically walk the dog of creating an event.
no, they were really good at that.
But
Well, one
Miami
thing,
Lakes
yeah.
Golf Club course will not be done if we're
Yeah.
trying to do this. They won't be done till like November.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
they're
you
still
can do
renovating.
country
But
club.
that's actually, that's
Oh,
okay
that's
because,
okay. We can plan time for planning.
But then.
yeah, because that gives us
there's
time
still
to plan it out.
out there.
And also we're waiting for the,
Huh?
The country club of Miami.
Every
Yeah,
weekend I see.
They
them
just
out
had,
They're
they
active
just had
drivers.
Very
the,
good.
Chamber
They
of
are.
Commerce.
You're right.
Well, I mean,
They are.
they're very good at like.
And I know the director there too. I can help out if need be.
That'd
I
be
could go to
great.
the Trump.
We have a lot of time to
Talk at the
get
Trump.
sponsors.
That's, I mean,
I know the manager's there.
we're doing our,
I'm
Jeep- I mean, we're
proud
doing
that
our
you
Jeep's
guys-
Playhouse at the Trump.
Probably
You get
it'd
it
be
there,
five,
then
it'd
I
be
think we could make
$500.
a lot of
Because like
money
people want their name on that
that,
sponsor.
on
It's,
that. If you guys can get Trump, I think there's a lot of money.
That's gonna be tough. Trump town, I gotta tell you what, that's.
Well, you're just worried about your golf script.
Yeah.
It's a tough.
Yeah,
choice.
Red Tiger.
Yeah.
The free monster be the course.
I don't think we can afford the Blue Mob. I,
Yeah, it'd
I
be at
got
least,
tired one.
it'd be at least $500.
Yeah,
yeah, oh,
Oh,
easily,
more.
easily.
But I think, realistically, if we could do it at the new,
yeah,
Miami
Miami
Lakes
Lakes
Golf
golf.
I think that's a
that'd be
great
in
idea.
November.
Yeah.
That would, and it would be
you
good,
need-
like.
And
we
I think we
probably
can
would
get
be
the
able
grant
to, like-
companies to,
Yeah,
accomplish
maybe
pretty
even-
good.
Yeah, exactly. There'd be,
That's not bad.
That's a good idea. Okay, we'll look into it.
so can we set, a
A subcommittee?
Yes, well, can we go ahead and just set it in motion that this is something that's gonna be part of.
Well, I think what we do is we have to create a subcommittee for this.
That's like exploring the idea.
And since it was your
Yeah,
idea,
about golf.
You are the chair of that subcommittee.
And you play the most golf out of all.
Well, we'll get the subcommittee together, and then we'll nominate the chair of the subcommittee.
No, you.
Oh, you're the chair.
You know the rule, you know the rule, you know the rule back in duty. I have the idea, you
Yeah.
own the idea. That's the way the military works,
Yeah.
and you know it.
You are volunteer.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll work with them.
Okay,
Because I know a
so
lot of
let's have a
people that
motion,
run
put a motion
And
to,
Country Club of Mine as well.
we'll put a motion
Yeah.
to create a subcommittee for a golf tournament to fundraise for the Veterans Monument with Vice Chair Borman being the chair of that subcommittee. Second, yeah,
Yeah.
all those in favor?
Aye.
I want you on that subcommittee too.
Come on.
All right.
Give me the-
Would you look?
Larry.
Example, would you,
Together.
October,
No.
would you have a
So,
month and
Yeah, yeah.
They
I'll-
started, yeah, you accepted the.
I'll
Larry,
nomination,
I'll help from
I
afar.
don't know how many times I can tell you. If you
You
have
got
an
to be
idea,
a
you
guy.
own the idea.
We have to do a motion for Ed as secretary.
Oh,
We
Yes.
did.
we gotta do a
He
motion.
accepted
He
the
accepted, but you guys
nomination.
don't approve it.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to have Ed be our secretary, seconded by PI.
Starting next meeting, right?
Our next meeting,
Right.
all those in favor?
Everybody's right.
Thank you, Ed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Motion to
We
adjourn.
have the motion, the
Secretary.
motion to do a vote for Ed, and then a motion to approve the vote.
Guess so,
No, I accepted
The
the
nomination.
nomination. So you guys are just approving
yeah.
my acceptance of the,
But it's only one motion
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
whole, the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
new secretary.
Okay, motion to adjourn. Anybody else have anything else? Remember, if you have the idea, you own the idea.
Yeah,
Remember, you want it, you want a chance, go ahead, 26.
no idea goes unpunished. You want it,
Hey, you can bring your family with you.
All right.
Or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Who seconded the motion to adjourn?
Me.
Yeah.
Got it? I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Second.
Yeah.